All right, so how's it going, everybody? I just wanted to welcome you to our first episode of Real Estate Agent Rehab. My name is Amir Al-Khayat, and this is
Vance Mizzi.
And we are both seasoned real estate professionals. I just happen to be a real estate broker. I own and run a company that I've created called West Shores Realty, which we have over 400 agents right now, and we oversee over 80 transactions a month and have about 110 listings right now with 2 offices, and we're about to open up 2 more. So, and Vance,
I have been with the office for a number of years and helping build out the sales team as well as building other sales teams in other real estate offices. Did 10 years in real estate so far and 10 years on Wall Street doing financial planning, doing the same thing, building real estate, building sales teams out and working with agents. So between Amir and I, we have a number of very interesting stories. And
I think we've probably been, I've been in other industries besides real estate. So I've been in the automotive industry for 10 years prior and some other sales industries as well. So I think, what do you have, probably 40 years of sales experience?
Quite a bit.
Between the two of us.
And the end result is sales, no matter what you're selling, it's sales. And that's really what this channel is going to talk about, is techniques and strategies. And we're going to tell you some funny stories that we've dealt with throughout the years. And, with 400 agents that we deal with on a daily basis, there's a story, and there are some very, very interesting things that happen weekly that we're going to share with you guys. And hopefully, by sharing this stuff, you start to learn some things. And the Real Estate Agent Rehab really is going to focus in on what being a successful agent in 2020 truly means today, why agents are failing today with all the social media and everything that we have around us, why are agents not doing better, and even more so that we really want to focus on is building out a winning strategy that's going to help you take what we talk about here on a daily basis and put it to work in your company, in your personal business. And the first thing I'd like to say is, as a real estate agent, what you have to understand is you are your own company. Okay, you don't work for a company because the company's not giving you a paycheck just for showing up. Okay, and once you start running your business like a business and looking at it from that aspect, your world should start changing. And Amir, I think you have a lot of insight to running the business and seeing agents come in trying to work for you as opposed to working for a business.
Yeah, absolutely. And what happens a lot of times is, this is probably somebody's second, third, or fourth different job that they've had in their career. They've obviously probably went to college and maybe got some entry-level job somewhere. Or maybe they didn't go to college and they got some other sort of job, some basic 9-to-5, and they were watching TV, or they know somebody who's a realtor and they go, hey, you know what? I should sell real estate.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, it's no big deal. It looks super easy on TV.
Yeah, I like architecture.
I love houses and I love people. Well, that's great, and that's definitely part of the job, but that's, I think, maybe 30% of the job.
Absolutely.
Is the houses and the people. The rest of the job is prospecting and marketing and getting out there and hitting the pavement and developing a book of business, some clients to talk to. So since people come from this 9-to-5, they're not thinking in the entrepreneur mindset. They're thinking in the 9-to-5 mindset. So
I'm going to show up at the office and then business is going to come. A long time ago, I'm a musician as well. So quick story.
Okay.
I was sitting, I was at the guitar store, and my salesperson says to me, I want to do what you do. Right. And, I'm sitting there and I'm buying a guitar and all this other nonsense. And I said, do you really? He says, yeah. He says, you just come in, you buy whatever you want. You're always able to do these things. And I said, okay. I said, but you're a salesperson. He says, yeah, that's why I'll be good in your business. Okay. I'm like, oh, okay. So we started talking about it, and I said, look, if you really want to do this business, let's talk about it for 5 minutes. And I said, here at the guitar store, you come in at 9 o'clock in the morning. And he goes, I don't have to be here till 10. I said, okay, 10 o'clock. I said, but the managers show up early, right? He says, yeah. They open up, they turn on the lights, they get everything going. I said, okay. And then you show up, air conditioners blowing, right? Food is out. You guys, all the stock is coming in. I said, you just sit behind the counter and wait for people to walk in. And when they come in, you say, can I help you? And they say, no, I'm just looking, right? And then you just kind of work through this thing. And every now and again, you sell a guitar and you make a commission. Now, if nobody shows up, what do? You
just hang out, right? You just hang out and wait for people to come to you.
Yeah, you sit down, you tune guitars, you work on on guitar riffs and stuff. I said, but even more so is you complain about the company not having any clients coming in. And he said, well, okay, yeah, you're right. I said, well, you're your company. Now, at this store, they take, every time I buy something, they take my name, email, and phone number. I said, I'll tell you what. This week, call every one of these people that you've sold something to and offer them something.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he got right on that.
And I'll tell you what, he actually did.
No way.
He
I don't
did.
believe that.
And he called me and he said, oh my God, we're having this guitar sale tonight. You got to come in. I walked in and the store was humming. It was crazy. So I said, oh my God. So we started talking. He says, yeah, I did what you told me to do. I said, are you going to do it next week? He goes, no, that was a lot of work. And I said, that's a Monday for me. I said, now look at this. I mean, the store was literally filled with people. And he says, no, I don't want to do that. He says, if that's what you do, I don't want to do that. Because I thought you just went around and looked at houses. I said, some weeks I don't have time to go look at houses.
That's one thing that's funny to me, and I always love to see all these agents that go to brokers' opens and they're taking all these pictures, but I guarantee you 92% of them or 95% of them do not have a client looking for that caliber of home. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, they go out house hunting. And I personally know agents who read the open house sheets, and you do this from right to left. Okay, like you read a menu, okay, right to left. How much is it? Do I want that? But on open house day, they look and see who's serving what food, and they go for the lunch.
Right.
I have a friend of mine who she says if I just see lunch, I don't go. I want to see tacos. I want to see what they are offering, and then I'm going to go to that open house. Mm-hmm. All right, folks, eating food at open houses is gross.
It is kind of gross because it's not even like fresh. It's usually not that good. Everyone's
out. Everyone's picking through it,
right? And it's like an awkward situation to even eat food is like in front of other people randomly standing around trying to say how nice a house is, and you're sitting there trying to slam half a Subway sandwich or whatever.
I mean, the basic, if the way you should read an open house sheet is by your client's needs. And the first thing you should do, now here, I'll tell you what, there's two things you should do. First thing you should do is go out and support your office. I don't care what office it is. You take a look at that open house sheet, and any open house that your office has, you should be at.
Right. I mean, that's cool. I mean, even though you might not have a buyer for that,
but you support.
That way you go back to your client and say, yeah, I had 50 to 60 people that came in, and it looks good for the brokerage and the marketing that we did. You listed with me,
and all my agents came out. They took a look. The second way is what is out there that I can send to my clients tomorrow. All right, because here's the thing. I'm telling you what, you want to sell a house this week, you call one of your clients who's looking to buy a house and say, Amir, I'm standing outside your property. And you pick up your iPhone and you take your photos and you take your videos and say, this home is on Brokers Open today. You got to come take a look at it. Right?
Yeah, but you never see people doing that. That's what I'm saying is that those are the folks that are thinking that this is going to be an extra hobby for them. Mm-hmm. It's a side thing. It's like, I'll do it when it's convenient for me. I'll sell real estate. And I mean, it goes back to the different
part-time and full-time agents.
Sometime part-time and full-time agent. So,
all right, Amir and I deal with that every day. Okay, I always say, I meet agents every day. We're going to light the world on fire.
Yeah, they come in guns blazing.
Most of them can't even strike a match, and I'm not speaking ill of them.
Yeah, but they actually want to do good.
Yeah,
but they just don't understand what it takes to do good.
Right.
And I really think whatever state you're licensed in, I mean, they should be an extra course just on sales, marketing, and prospecting.
Oh my God, it would be
that would be
amazing.
like, okay, well, I've got to learn about the different types of appraisal and the different types of properties. Now I got to figure out the different types of prospecting, because no one has a clue when they get into this business.
Look, learning real estate in real estate school is like going to school. Okay, when you go to school, you learn like algebra and math and English and all these things. They're useful, but wouldn't it be more useful to learn like taxes and compounding credit debt and things like that you understand, that you can actually use in your life? And unfortunately, you have to learn that. A lot of people learn that by mistake, and that's how we learn prospecting. Like, well, I don't want to do that. I want to try this, and they kind of stumble through these things. And what we want to get into really in this channel and talk about is the different types of prospecting, what it takes. We're going to tell you some funny stories, and I'm telling you I have stories from yesterday that'll knock you over, and that 10 years worth. And Amir as well. But the idea is really, what is going on in the real estate business today? What is actually happening? And, look, 5% of the agents today are doing 90% of the business.
That's such a sad number.
Absolutely.
I mean, you think everything that people go through to get their license, like how many sleepless nights you're up studying, you paid for the school, you paid for the license, you went and got your fingerprints done, you did all this stuff, you went and sweated in the exam room, you passed the exam, maybe you failed it a few times, right? And then you had to take it on your third time, you finally pass, and you get your license, and you get out and go, oh crap, now what do I do?
Yeah.
And you go, oh, let me just go join a brokerage.
Right.
And then you got to spend more money there, right?
Yeah. I'm licensed. I got to sell a house. I get agents that walk in, sit in my office, and say, I have to sell a house this week because I have to pay my rent. Like, bro, you're in the wrong business.
Have you tried Uber?
Yeah, you certainly can sell a house this week, but the need to sell a house isn't going to create business around you. The need for business isn't going to create it. It's the desire for the business, and it's the actions that you take.
Exactly.
I talk a lot about in my coaching about moving the needle. What are you doing to move the needle forward and expecting the result? Okay, if you do ABC, you get XYZ. Can you actually say in your business today, this is an honest question, can you expect the result? Yesterday we were doing a business planning thing, and I mean, you're walking around a room, this agent's saying they're going to make $300,000. Mm-hmm. I'm not speaking ill of that.
But what's great about that, the ones that said they're going to make $300,000, I'd expect that they would be rushing back to the office to sit and make calls.
Absolutely.
Ghost town. Yeah. I mean, ghost town. It's super sad. There's nobody rushing to the office to work deals, to make calls. I mean, I didn't see anybody door knocking. I mean, there was nothing going on. They just got the information, said, yeah, this is what I want to do, but they don't want to put in the work.
No, they want it.
Right.
But again, I'll throughout this entire program, I'll always talk about the coaches that I work with and things to that effect. But one of my coaches says want equals lack.
Okay. Well, yeah, because you don't got it, so
the more you want
right?
it, the more you lack it. All right? And work equals result. Okay. And once I want to be successful. Probably not going to work out too well. I'm doing A, B, and C. I'm coming to the office every day. I'm prospecting. I'm going out. I'm door knocking. I picked up a listing. I'm working this thing. Now you're expecting the result, right? And from that's where the real charge comes from. All right, I have an agent right now that we were working with this morning, and he's sending out multiple offers and getting signatures, and he's like, this is exciting. I said, yeah, it is, man. I mean, that's the exciting part, but you have to work to get it.
And I think it's also like it's a have to make it.
Yeah.
Like the other day, I just committed to opening up 2 more offices. You know what? I don't have a choice. Like I have to make it.
Yes.
Like I have to pay a lot of rent and pay a lot of money to build these offices up. And it's not an option for me when I sign on that dotted line on that lease to say, nah, just kidding. Like, I'm not going to be at the office today because, can I cancel this lease? Like, it doesn't work that way.
But I have a bellyache.
Right.
I need to stay home today, or my mom needs a ride to the airport.
Yeah.
Folks, today Uber costs you $20. I mean, you
Uber's
want
got expensive.
or $30. Okay.
Yeah, you can call it
But
30.
The money you can make in an office, prospecting and working, you could buy a car for someone to go and drive themselves to and from the airport. I bought a car last month for my mother-in-law. Why? Because you shouldn't have the time to cart people around. You're busy. If you're a doctor, okay, and really, I mean, at 150,000 plus, that's attorney money. Okay,
Yeah, it's probably more than that now. I mean, maybe like entry-level doctor or attorney.
Okay, now, if you think about that, you wouldn't ask a doctor to say, like, hey, I know you have an operation this week, but can you drive me to the airport? Because I know you have nothing going on. All right, but real estate agents have this, like, we're just these freewheeling, no time limit, no schedule.
It's no schedule.
It's no schedule.
If it's not on their schedule, it's not happening. And you might have heard that before. But no, but it's also financially. They're not financially prepared to get in the business. You know what? I've signed on agents that have had their license for years, like 5 years, and haven't done a transaction. Some of which hadn't even hung their license with a broker.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So think about that. They've got their license and went through all that pain and suffering to get it, paid the money, and said, "Nah, I'm good."
Yeah. It's like that was the climax.
Right.
You know, and I kid with people all the time. I say, you get your license in the mail, and it's this license to print money. Nobody's ever going to get in the way of you when you're making money in real estate. Nobody's ever going to say, "Oh no, you can't make any more money." Mm-hmm. All right. But most people talk about the lack of as opposed to the ability to, because we're afraid of our own ability. All right, we're afraid of our own results. And the people who aren't become the elite agents, become the leaders of the office, become the stories. And it's not the smartest. We know that. All right, it's not the hardest working. It's the most focused. It's the ones who come to the office and say, "Today I'm doing this." And then I can leave. All right, but I'm going to get this done. Right now, when they start working day after day and they start really grinding it out and getting excited.
Well, because they get little wins, right? Like, this is the one industry where it's like you don't make a call and then set an appointment and close a sale like over the phone or whatever. Literally, there's like 14 steps before you actually get paid, which is very frustrating, and that's why a lot of people drop out too. It's like my first deal took me 6 months to do. And, I made $8 or $9 grand on that first deal after my broker took half of it or whatever. And then they're like, fuck, that sucked. I'm not going to do this, right? I want to do something else. I can just go work at Starbucks and get paid $3,500 a month. I know what I'm going to get, and I can room in with my buddy. And that's it.
Then
and that's what they do. And then they do it sometimes. They keep
then
their license.
Agent makes 30 grand or 20 grand.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh my God, it's more money than I ever thought I'd make in my life." And they disappear.
Yeah.
And then they come back when they need more, as opposed to...
No, they come back when somebody calls them, and, like in their family or friend, and says, "Hey, do you want to do a deal? Can you help me sell my house?" Or my cousin Bob is actually buying a house, and all of a sudden they're a realtor. Which is sad. The industry is full of part-timers with not that much experience, and this is like the largest purchase that somebody will make in their lifetime.
It's the single largest investment anybody's ever going to make, and no matter who you are. If you're a billionaire, you're buying a $200 million house. You're not buying anything else that's worth more than your home. Okay?
Pretty much.
Your home and your cars and your business. Okay, those are the three things that real money is investing in.
Right.
And, it's multiple homes. It's multiple cars. It's these things that people take this for granted. Like, "Oh, I really need to make this sale." Well, this is the single largest investment somebody's going to make. You got to earn that. You have to show them you got the juice, that you deserve it. In our area here, we're in Southern California. We deal a lot with C-level executives.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
We're in LA County. We're by the beach.
You know, it's
so-
multi-million-dollar properties and things to that effect. But with that, it's like these guys are going to work every day, right? We don't know who they are when they come home, but we just have to be there and deserve that attention of them. Oh, I left him a message and he didn't call me back, Amir. Well, call him again. The guy's busy, right? And just like anybody, I don't care where you are, if you're selling $150,000 homes, that guy's working his tail off to earn that money to make that payment, and he's busy too, right? Our job is to follow up and be in touch with.
The best is like, oh, I met this guy who said he's gonna buy a house. He's looking to buy in Beverly Hills or Palos Ridge, wherever, somewhere really expensive. I'm like, oh, okay, great. When are you guys going out to look at properties? Well, I'm not sure yet, but I gave him my card. I love that one.
I have a great one. I just had this happen a couple minutes ago before I walked in this room. Agent went out, door knocking. Okay. Met a husband and wife, got taken through the property, and the husband said, you know what? I think I'm going to sell, we're going to sell soon. I just have to talk to my wife. So the agent said, great. He leaves, and he calls him today, 4 days after he door knocked me. Door knocked him on Thursday.
Oh, okay.
So it's Tuesday.
Okay.
And he's speaking to the husband, and the husband says, well, I spoke to my wife, and she doesn't want to sell right now. I'm like, okay. And if you sit in my office for any amount of time, you'll always hear me say this. So what's the question? Right? Now you've just told me, what's the question? And he says, oh, the question, what do I say to the wife to make her want to sell? You can't say something to somebody to make them want to sell, okay?
But the one thing they can do is like, what is the objection? Why doesn't she want to sell?
Follow up, be there, be
Right.
in touch. But there's no, a long time ago, I was talking with a doctor when I was really overweight, and he said to me, I said, Doc, how do I lose weight? And he says, oh, you want the pill? And I said, yes, that's what I need. I said, give me the prescription. And he said, there is no prescription. And just like in our business, there is no script. Okay, this is the holy grail. This is what's going to make everybody sell their home with you. All right? It's honing and mastering your craft.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing that agents can do is totally research the market, research your scripts, understand what you're doing, understand the process, know how to use the MLS, obviously know how to write up your contracts and all of that. If you know how to do that, you're probably 50% of the head of the competition.
50%.
50%, I would guarantee you. If you understand, I mean, if you try to pick an area and specialize it, but know everything about it, and then from that point, if you come across somebody, you understand and know everything already, right? And you can have an educated conversation with that person about the market, about how to write an offer, about the interest rates, about the neighborhood and the schools, and they will have no idea how long you've been doing this.
That's right.
And they may not even ask if you sound very professional.
The only time someone asks you how long you've been in this business is when you sound like you don't know what you're talking about.
Right. Then they go, how long have you been in the industry? Or
And you're
how long
like,
have you been in real estate?
Some time now, right?
Just a few months.
Right. And how many listings have you had? How many sales have you had? I honestly have never really fielded those questions.
Not at all either.
Right?
No.
I mean, nobody ever. And how long have you been in this business? There's a position as a professional that you take on a associated level of expertise if you're professional.
Right.
If you're not, then you show them you don't know what you're talking about, and then they question you.
Right.
And that's when you get backed into this corner and you have to start doing all these weird answers and, sometime now. And, well, my team and I have done all this. And we have the answers for that, but you shouldn't have to answer that.
Right. If you know your stuff, they're not going to question you.
No.
But
knowing your stuff. I mean, knowing, how much per square footage are homes in this area selling for? Okay, what's the last 3 sales that happened in this area? Over on Elm Street. What is that house? What sold for that? What did that house sell for? Okay, when you know that stuff, people are like, man, this guy knows what he's talking about, or this girl knows what she's talking about. It's when you're like, I don't know, but I can check, and you start Googling it, or you start looking it up on your phone.
Lord, let me check with my broker, and I'll get back to you.
Anybody can do that. All right, anybody can do that, but your job is to be out there knowing your stuff.
Right.
And, what's really, and here's the thing. Our job most of the time is very lonely.
It is.
It's sitting at a desk and doing research and finding information that makes us interesting to talk to.
Right.
Right. When we go out, we find all this information, and then we go and we share it. Now we've become professionals. But nobody wants to know about the contract. Right? If you prospect and talk to people, nothing else matters. You can not know how to sign your name. But if you know how to talk to people, you will get sales, and you can hire someone else to do your contracts. What you can't hire is somebody to actually go and find you the business, because that's then the salesperson, and then you become the assistant.
You can in a sense. So yes, there's that portion which I agree with, but also, you can go out and you can pay thousands of dollars to Zillow, and you can buy leads, right? But if you don't have the skill set to talk to that person,
if you can't close them, you're not going to get it.
You're not going to get it, right? So you can get those people in front of you, but if you don't know what to say, it's not going to happen.
I was speaking of Zillow real quick. I was at a training a couple years ago, and the guy from Zillow was up, and they were talking about it. And this, it was a 5,000 agent training. It was very like rah and all that. It was a lot of fun, honestly. But this guy came up, and he was doing $1 million a year, $1 million a year in Zillow commissions.
Wow. $1 million?
$1 million.
How much was he spending?
$250,000 a year.
Wow.
Okay.
Wait, he had to be in some big city, like where they had some.
He was. It was Midwest somewhere. But then it comes out that his $1 million isn't his. He's buying $250,000 of leads a year for his brokerage, and his brokerage is turning $1 million a year in commission.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sitting there going, they're selling this garbage to you and me like we should be spending $250,000 and we'll make $1 million. And they're like, do you think $250,000 to make $1 million is worth it? Go sign up. And honestly, people are like running to the back of the room to sign up.
Well, wait. Can you blame Zillow?
Not at all.
I've had a chance to go to Zillow. Yeah. It's amazing. Like,
yeah,
literally,
they have a closing that's.
They have really good salespeople. They're relentless. I wish my agents were like that. Mm-hmm. Their facility is like totally on point. Big high-rise building. Mm-hmm. There's like a yoga studio. There's unlimited food.
That's what we need.
Yeah, video games.
We need a yoga studio.
Yeah, no, we need more phones. Is what we need. But yeah, of course they twisted you guys on that.
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
I'm just sitting there, I bring my wife to a lot of my trainings with me, and she looked at me and she said, "Are you going to go sign up?" And I said, "No." And she, okay, good. She's sitting there sweating, like, what is he going to do now?
It's a lot of money.
It's a ton of money, even to
it's like
get
thousands. It's like a mortgage.
Yeah,
you're like just spend $4,000 a month.
I did Zillow
to 15
for
leads.
6 months a few years ago.
That's a huge commitment.
It was huge, and it was a yearly commitment. It was $4,000 a month. At the end of 6 months, I called them up and I said, I got 26 leads or 26 inquiries in 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay. 6 of which were other companies calling me, asking me, why are you spending so much money on Zillow when we can do it for less?
Oh, wow. That's horrible.
And I said, so that's 20. Okay. What can I do differently? How can I fix this up? You know what Zillow's answer was?
What?
You need to spend more because the average agent in your area is spending $8.
Okay.
And I'm like, so throw good money after bad. And that's hiring people to do what we do. And that's hiring people to find us buyers. For the most part, it's buyers, right? People are going on Zillow are looking to buy a house. Most people aren't going on Zillow.
They're not sellers
to sell a house.
Actually, I've gotten some seller leads off of Zillow, but not paid. Like they see your Zillow profile and they go, "Oh, you got some good reviews. Let me get in contact with you." We're not here to bash Zillow.
No, I'm bashing buying leads.
Okay, well,
because nothing will ever get in the way of getting on the phone.
For a new agent, they shouldn't buy leads.
No,
not at all. Because they have no idea what they're doing. They don't know how to sell. They don't know how to sell. No, I mean they might have some sales experience when they come in, but they really need to learn more about the process and how to schedule an appointment.
Yeah, and the money that you put into your business should go into mailings, Facebook, social media advertising, things that people are paying attention to that you can see immediate results on.
Right.
And from there, that's where you start to build out and decide what is working for you. And again, running your business like a business, which is seeing where am I getting results from.
I like how you circled that whole thing back. Like you went back to the business of the business.
Because that's really what it's about.
Because it is a business, right?
And yeah, I mean, we can go, you can think of a million different ways to do this, but the bottom line, the only way that's always going to work, and this is, 1930s sales technique, belly to belly, face to face, talking business. Right. If you're doing that and that's sending out emails, now he's sending out texts.
Yeah. I mean, it's gotten so much easier to market yourself and to reach people. But yeah, I just really don't think that a lot of agents or a lot of people get in the industry understand what it's really all about. Yeah. And that's what we're here to talk to you about, guys. Obviously, we're very passionate about this. We've got a lot of stories and a lot of experience in this, and we want to put this out there to help you guys out and build a little bit of a community on here. So if you like what you have to see, please subscribe to the channel. So click the link below, give us a like, share this with your family and friends. We're to give you a lot more content, and obviously we touched on like a lot of different little things that all relate to.
We were all over the place.
We kind of went all over the place. It wasn't really the idea as our first video, but we're really glad that you guys tuned in. So
tune in again. We're going to be here every week, and we look forward to talking with you, giving you some really insightful information on the real estate industry, what's coming, what's working, and how agents are surviving and thriving in 2020.
All right. Thanks for watching, folks.
Thanks so much.
See you on the next one.